Welcome back.
Are we all glad that this time has rolled around yet again?
I know you guys have just been hanging out for this.
Look, actually, to not toot our own horn, but we did get a couple of people say that they can't wait for the next episode.
Yeah, basically we're out here doing a service for you guys.
Ellen, what have you been up to since the last podcast?
I finished my last exam, so my life is great again.
That's very exciting.
What about you?
Well, we both got approved for a house.
Yes.
So we're moving. Megalong will be departed from. Sad times.
I'm so excited for a new place.
Yeah. We're already thinking all things home decor. Maybe we'll do a podcast episode on how to redecorate. We don't know. Maybe some fun DIYs. Who knows what's in the future.
How to decorate and furnish a house with a budget of $5.
I think that would be a great insight. I think we have some juicy questions as well this episode.
Oh my god. We have one juicy... It's not really a confession. It kind of is a confession. Oof. We have a juicy situation and I'm excited for it. I'm 100% one of those people who... And I'm like, I hate drama, but I secretly love it.
You're thriving. Alright, should we get into it?
Yes, let's do it. Okay, so this is the first question we're going to be discussing today. Hey guys, I've hit a couple of speed bumps with boys lately and it's kind of getting me down. Recently, I've been getting myself into awkward situations by sleeping with friends and having one-night stands and flings getting the wrong impression. So what I loved about being single, I now hate. I sometimes get jealous of other couples, but I'm not quite sure if I'm ready to commit to a relationship right now. I have a lot going on and I'm not sure if I'd put 100% into it. I feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. I don't like being single, but I don't want a relationship. Please help me.
Wow, I relate to this person so much. Like, you have no idea. I think it's super normal to get to a point in your life where you start to feel this way, where you kind of feel stuck between wanting to be in a relationship because you see so many couples around and they do all these cute things, but then also just wanting to live your best life.
I feel like that is the dilemma at this age because relationships are great, but also being single at this age is great.
And it's really hard because, especially when you're like 21, you want to be like free as a bird. You want to make your own decisions. You don't want to be tied down. And, you know, relationships at 21.
Me, I'm like, yeah. You just want to be single. I'm joking.
No, but like relationships
I get what you
at
mean.
21 are tough because you don't know where you stand because like you're young but you're old at the same time.
And you actually do see so many people who are in relationships and you can just see that it's holding them back.
Yeah. And it's really hard as a bystander to be like, not yet tell them that they're in a struggling relationship. But I think my first bit of advice is stop sleeping with your friends.
Oh my god, that was what I was going to say as well. I was literally like, avoid sleeping with friends if it's starting to cause drama. Like, it's just not worth losing friends over.
And even if you're not losing friends, I feel like you are kind of disrupting the friendship group. Like, look, I know sometimes we make some drunken mistakes.
Yeah.
I've fucking been there. But yeah, I definitely think that you need to stop sleeping with friends.
Yeah, it's just not worth the drama and there's so many other people out there.
And then I think that leads to my second bit of advice, which is get out there. Like, if you know, go on dating apps, and if that's not your thing, like, just be open to talking to people and chatting to people, because I feel like in meeting new people and talking to different people, you'll start to realize what you want. And if you meet someone, then you meet someone, but if you don't, then you're just having fun being single anyway. But it might get you out of the rut.
Yeah. And, well, actually, I'm not sure if this person's a boy or a girl.
Yeah. Does it matter?
No, it doesn't. I think what I was kind of going to say is there are plenty of people out there who you can sleep with and they won't get attached.
Yeah.
Or avoid drama. Like, there's plenty of chill people out there.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just got to try and find the chill people.
And I think, like, being honest with yourself and, like, other people is always the best thing. But I know it's difficult because if you don't know going into a one-night stand that it's only a one-night stand, then it can be difficult to really, like, assess the situation properly. So potentially, maybe it's time just to take a step back from just sleeping around.
Well, yeah, stop sleeping with your friends.
Yeah. And, like, maybe just, like, go on some dates. Like, actually experience meeting people rather than fucking people.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that harsh?
No, I don't think so. But it's hard to... So they don't like being single, but they don't want a relationship.
I think they just don't know where they're at.
Yeah.
Because they were having so much fun being single.
Yeah.
Or at least,
so
like...
it does kind of sound like they want to be single, but they've just had some bad experiences.
Yeah.
Because they definitely, by the sounds of this, they definitely don't want a relationship, and that's 100% fair enough.
And you don't need to feel guilty for not wanting to be in a relationship.
Yeah. And, like, you are being honest. The person is being honest with themselves, which is good, because being in a relationship, like, it does require a bit of sacrifice. And if you're not ready for that, then you're just going to end up hurting the other person and potentially yourself.
And it's not a bad thing to want to focus on you and to want to be a bit selfish. Like, these are your selfish years. Like, once you get into, like, proper adulthood, it's not... that often that you can be selfish. So it's fine to feel that way. You just need to be honest with yourself and with other people that that's how you feel.
Yeah. I think this person does... Well, I don't want to, like, assume what they want. I think they would enjoy being single if they can have a better time being single.
Yeah. And I think removing the friends...
Yeah, I think if they
out of
stop
it.
sleeping with friends, that's going to instantly tone down the drama. Because if you sleep with or, like, have a connection with a random and it blows up, whatever.
Yeah.
Ghost them.
Ghost the shit out of them. Always ghost.
I'm joking. But, like, it won't have the lasting impacts that it would if you sleep with a friend and then it gets messy.
And don't feel guilty, like, if someone does get the wrong impression, if you've been pretty straightforward about how you feel. That onus is on them. Like, don't absorb all that guilt and make yourself feel bad, because at the end of the day, if you were honest from the get-go that you weren't after anything serious, then that's not your fault that they took the wrong impression.
But potentially recognising the signs of if someone is starting to get the wrong idea, just either taking a bit of a step back or just, like, reminding them just that, look, I enjoy spending time with you, but honestly, I'm not at a stage in my life where I want a relationship.
Yeah.
Which is... Yeah.
Okay, well, good luck. All right, next question.
Okay, this is the spicy one.
Ellen is on the edge of her seat reading this out. Okay.
Okay, so this one reads, help. So, I've been with my boyfriend for a while now. We are really good together and I'm really close with his friends. On the weekend, we were at a party, all pretty drunk, and I was giving his best friend some advice. Next minute, his best friend kissed me. I pulled away immediately and I said I had to go to the toilet. I haven't told anyone except my best friend because we're all in the same group. What do I do?
Oh my gosh.
I'm
stressed for this girl.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
When I read this, I was just thinking, I was like, okay, what would I do if Reese, who's my boyfriend's best friend, I'm like, what would I do if Reese kissed me? And then I'm like, I just
can't.
Stresses me out.
Okay, first of all, take a step back from the situation. Do not act irrationally. And I think, first of all, I'm going to say something. It could be controversial, but do not tell your boyfriend. Do not tell your boyfriend.
Okay, I kind of thought you were going to say that.
I think you need to settle it between you and the best friend first. And first, like, they mentioned that they were really drunk. Like, I'm skeptical that this person even remembers doing it.
It says pretty drunk, not really drunk. Okay.
Look, drunk just means drunk to me. I'm like, drunk equals blackout.
Look, I think we have slightly different opinions, but I agree that their first step should be to talk to the best friend about it. My advice would be to bring it up. Don't, like, fair enough, don't be aggressive about it, but just message them and be like, look, I think we need to talk about what happened last night. And they can deny it or whatever, but you can be like, look, you kissed me and I'm love you as a friend, but I'm not comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And this is kind of where I'm not sure what to do. What
but,
this
like,
person should...
Say this person just denies it. He's like, whoa, that didn't happen.
Just be like, what, do you think I'm making this up for fun?
Yeah, but then what's your next step?
Tell the boyfriend.
Nah. Leave it.
I've just...
You, like, why would you waste your time stressing over something when the other person didn't even think much of it?
Yeah, I do get that, but I just think if it comes out, if someone else tells your boyfriend, oh, Billy kissed Sarah...
Then you just go, yeah, it was a joke.
No, I would be salty if someone kissed Fraser and he didn't tell me about it.
But what if it was just like a friendly kiss? What if Fraser's best friend kissed him?
Fraser's... No, my best friend
No, I mean, what if Fraser's best friend just kissed him? What if it was a boy kissing a boy? Would that matter?
No.
Mm.
But if it's not a big deal, then you can say that.
But, like, why cause drama?
Honesty is the best policy. I think you always have to be honest.
I don't know whether...
But...
Well, personally, I don't know whether I would even bother. Because it's a kiss, like...
But if it's just a kiss...
And it wasn't reciprocated. Because that could cause strain between the best friend and the boyfriend.
Yeah, but, like, the action's already been done. I don't think it's...
Well, you have two options. You have my fantastic option and Ellen's shitty option. No,
but
I'm
we
joking.
both agree on the first point is that you need to bring it up with the best friend and be like, look,
100%.
This happened. I'm not really comfortable with it.
Yeah, I think you should start off by just messaging and being like, hey, like, what happened last night? And gauge their response. And then from there...
Yeah, potentially you could be like, hey, what was with last night?
Yeah, just be like, oh, what was with last night? What happened?
I still reckon they're going to be like, oh, what do you mean?
Yeah, and if you... Look, you can take two options. You can either let it go from there if they don't want to own up to it, or you can confront the issue. If you choose to confront the issue and you settle it between you and the best friend and he was just like, oh, dude, like, it was just in a friendly way, like, I wasn't trying to do anything crazy... then you can make the choice whether you tell your boyfriend or not. But that is up to you. Like, I don't think I would personally tell my boyfriend if the best friend was just like, oh, nah, it was just a friendly thing. Like, it didn't mean anything. But Ellen obviously would tell her boyfriend if something happened. So I think it's up to you.
Yeah. But first step is speak to the best friend and kind of see where they're at. And it's also how you feel about it. If not that you should, but if you feel guilty about not telling your boyfriend, then potentially you should. Yeah. But if you are if you don't care, if you're just like, oh, look, whatever, drunken kiss didn't mean anything, then fine, don't tell him.
Yeah, I agree. Because I think you don't want to be holding guilt for someone else's, like, shitty move.
Yeah. So
1000%, if you feel guilty for it and you want to unload onto your boyfriend, that potentially could be a good idea.
Yeah.
If you don't really care, I don't think it's worth the conversation.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, she hasn't done anything wrong.
Nah.
She pulled away.
And potentially the best friend will tell the boyfriend.
Yeah.
And it might be a good thing for them to sort it out because you were just like lips.
Yeah.
You weren't playing any part.
And potentially that's something you can tell the best friend when you bring it up. You can be like, look, I think it'd be great if you had to talk to him about it.
Yeah. I definitely think that's the way to go.
So step 1, assess how you feel and talk to the best friend.
Yeah. And then step 2 is run away. Get a new boyfriend. Set up your life in Prague.
Step 2 is start dating the best friend too secretly.
Dude, date both of them. Why not?
Alright, we're absolutely joking. But feel free to keep us updated. Good luck with everything and don't forget, this isn't your fault.
Yeah, it is not your fault. And if you feel guilty, address it.
Yeah.
Right, good luck. Okay, what's the next question?
Are you sure you want me to read it out?
We just had a little mini dialogue about how Ellen's better at reading questions aloud than me.
No, you said that. I don't think I am.
Just read the question.
We're equally good. Okay. This is the question. Me and my boss almost had an argument, but I stopped myself. Should I have just roasted him, or did I make the right choice? I'm also thinking about finding a new job.
Finding a new job because he's having troubles with his boss?
Yeah, I'm getting the vibe.
Potentially. Well, you did the right thing. Absolutely do not roast your boss.
Yes. I don't think roasting your boss is ever a good idea.
No.
What was the argument about?
Yeah. I think if there's a deep down issue there, then it needs to be potentially raised in another environment, potentially more formal conversation.
Yeah.
But if it was just you were late or something, I don't think you should read too much into it.
Yeah. But I definitely think whenever it's that kind of situation, say whatever it is, and your boss has really made you angry, I always think that you just need to stop. Don't say anything in the moment. Reflect on it and then come back to it.
Honestly, that's the best way to do it with any argument, not just your boss. Any argument that you get into, take a step back.
But especially with your boss, because they are in an authority position, and if your boss has said something totally out of line, look, that's terrible. Don't say anything in the moment. Just be like, look, remove yourself from the situation. Go home, potentially offload to someone else about it. And if they've said something that was out of line, come back the next day and just be like, look, I want to talk to you about what happened yesterday. Yeah. I'm not really comfortable with what you said to me. And that actually makes you look so much more mature.
Yeah. And if it's a performance thing, I think always requesting a performance review would be good. Yeah. Because then another person also has to be there. So there can be 3 people. You can monitor the conversation. It's a formal environment. And I don't know what actually happened, but if they're just criticizing you based on your performance, then maybe it would be a better format to have a proper formal performance review, and then you can really adjust what you're doing to suit your employer's needs. It depends
what their boss said as well. Because you are well within your rights. If your boss is criticizing you for your work, but they're saying it in like a personally demeaning way, you're well within your rights to come back and be like, okay, look, I know that I was late to work yesterday, and I'm sorry about that, but I am uncomfortable with the way you spoke to me.
Yeah, definitely.
And it doesn't make me feel like a valued employee.
Yeah.
But if they've said something pretty reasonable, say you made a mistake and they're kind of like, oh, what's this? Then, that's potentially not something that needs to be brought up again.
Yeah, I definitely don't think that just quitting your job is the way to go. You want to, even if you do quit your job down the track, you want to make sure that you settle things with your boss. Like, that person is a reference, and your most recent employer is your strongest reference for future jobs. So you definitely want to not end with bad blood. I guess it does go back, though, to what Ellen was saying before, which is it does depend on what they said. Yeah. Because obviously, if it was more extreme and they said something that was really quite inappropriate for a boss to say, then potentially it is important that you look for alternative work. Yeah. But if it was just like a shitty comment, but I'm sure it was just because they were angry, then I don't think that just upping and quitting is going to look very good on your resume. And especially if you haven't been there long as well, like, you don't want it to look like that you're an unstable employee to future job prospects. Yeah. But,
if you do find an amazing job and they want to hire you, then go for it. You don't have any loyalty to.
And if this is a consistent occurrence, like if it's a one-off, then I'm sure it's fine. Like, I'm sure it will blow over and with time. But if it's happening quite often, yeah, potentially it's important that you maybe just start looking for something else.
Yeah, but also assess, like, if it's a job, if this is your career, then you've got to be a little more cautious. If you're at uni, for example, and this is a bar job, then, you know, the pressure's off a bit.
Yeah, well, this happened to me because I had a big falling out with my boss when I worked in a restaurant.
Yeah.
And I was super lucky. I had already started working at another bar, which is the bar that I now work at. Yeah. And I was like, I got this other job. Like, why am I staying here to put up with this shit? Yeah. And I was just like, nah, I'm over it. And I emailed my resignation. And my boss was like, what the hell? And I was like, it felt so good to be like, nah, see ya. Like, I've got another job. And I did have another job. Yeah. And now I love my new job, and been there quite, like, a good amount of time. Yeah. And I say every day, I'm so glad I quit that other one. Like, I honestly can't believe how long I put up with it for. But I was in a good situation to move, and also it wasn't a career. Like, this is just my part-time job whilst I'm at uni. So for me, it doesn't really matter that I potentially lost that boss as a reference, because I have enough other references.
Definitely assess the consequences. I think, okay, so the overall verdict is, yes, you did the right thing by not roasting your boss. Yeah. If you're arguing with your boss, just leave it in the moment. Give yourself the night, come back the next day. If they've said something out of line, come back the next day and say, look, you said this, that makes me feel uncomfortable. If you go home and you're like, oh, I kind of overreacted, then potentially you don't need to just bring it up again. And then, if you're thinking about finding a new job, assess the consequences of what that's going to have on your career. And if it's not going to have a big consequence, then go for it.
And look at yourself and see how you're performing, and try and put it in your employer's shoes. If you've been late a couple days, maybe that's why they're getting a bit angry and try and adjust your behaviour appropriately.
But good luck.
Jobs suck.
Doodly-doo. We are now announcing a new segment that we're going to be doing every podcast, and it is
things we're not qualified to answer. So we get a lot of submissions from people, and it's just one word, two words.
It's just way out of our league.
And we can't answer these things. So we thought,
but we're going to give it a red hot crack.
We probably aren't qualified to answer anything. So let's give it a go. What's this week's?
This one is, okay, so the question would have been, what's your problem that you need advice on? And the answer is improving my Fortnite building skills.
Whoever sent in this question and thought that Ellen and I would be able to give a cracking answer to it, hats off to you for the confidence.
You have way too much faith in us. I think I actually have tried to play Fortnite before. I think my brother got me to do it.
Don't think I've ever played Fortnite. I don't even think I know what Fortnite is. People are going to hate me for saying that. Because Minecraft's the one that they build the little cities. So why Fortnite? Why are you building skills from Fortnite? Building things from Fortnite?
Maybe you can, because I know it's a shooting one.
Is this where the dance came from?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. God. I do know what Fortnite is. They just go around shooting people.
Yeah, but I'm guessing you're able to build shelters that can protect you.
Right.
Okay.
I'm just going to
give some general skill building advice is practice.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
When I was playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 on PS2, I really felt that every time I went in to play, I was better and better. I also think surrounding yourself with people that are better than you gives you the incentive to get better. Also, I was playing with my brothers. I really wanted to keep up with especially my older brother's lightsaber skills when he was a Jedi and upgraded. So I decided that I was always going to play with my brother so that I could get to his level. Yeah.
I think if you've got friends who are really good at building on Fortnite, ask them for tips and tricks.
Do you know what's a great tool? YouTube. Potentially there's a Fortnite podcast.
I'm sure there is.
We can do a collab. Yeah, look, actually, maybe I'll start playing Fortnite. I'm going a bit crazy being on holidays for 1 week.
Look, okay, because we're dedicated podcasters, I think we should get into Fortnite so we can give you some proper advice.
Look, we'll check in a couple weeks' time with some real good advice. Maybe we can teach you how to build on Fortnite.
Yeah.
Ellen and I are going to get really good at Fortnite. Just watch us. This is how competitive we are.
All right. Thanks for your submission.
Wowza, what a roller coaster of an episode.
I feel like I'm so out of it because I went to the gym for the first time in a week and I'm so tired.
Ellen's so sick of pumping iron 24/7.
No, I'm dead because I've been slack lately and I actually did a workout today. So apologies if I've been giving some kind of vague answers.
Well, what did we deal with today? We dealt with a girl or guy, actually we don't know, who was struggling with being single.
Basically, they love being single, but they've had some bad experiences and they're like, should be in a relationship? No.
We've also had someone who had
the
an
juicy confession!
awkward scenario with her boyfriend's best friend.
Yeah.
And then lastly, we had our question with what to do with troubles with your boss. So we've got an eclectic mix.
Don't forget the very important question of Fortnite building.
Yeah, and let us know what you think about this new segment.
Yeah. Let us know if any of our advice for the Fortnite building was helpful.
Yeah, and maybe add us. Can you add people on Fortnite? I don't know.
Look, we're going to have to do some more research into the Fortnite.
Yeah, we didn't do much research for that question.
Okay.
But keep sending in your submissions, guys. We're loving them. We're loving reading the juicy stuff.
I live for the juicy drama. This is all that's going to be keeping me going through the summer holidays.
Yeah, and I think we're going with the podcast idea and we're going to do some specialty vlogs. So some episodes we'll do vlog style just to keep you guys interested and on your toes.
Spice things up.
Yeah.
Okay, but thank you for listening.
And have a good week.